Hey guys, it's Tom Cherryums with the fujinet project, and wanted to take and announce that we have another game for high score enabled play for the Atari, a maze game from Sirius Software called Wayout. An absolutely fun game, if a bit challenging because there's no really, it's purely a solving element where you're 3D moving around in a maze. And with the high score element here, the goal is to get through a maze in the fastest time possible. To get to it, we find it in the usual spot, apps.irata.online in the Atari 8-bit folder inside Games and inside High Score Enabled. Over here on the second page is Wayout. Select it, read only as usual, and then boot into it. This game was written by Paul Allen Edelstein, who would later go on to write Capture the Flag and make a number of contributions to 3D graphics for games in the coming years. I really need a cough button. Okay. So you have three possible control options here. Joystick is probably the least awkward of the three. And you can see right here we have the high score display, and this is what's ultimately replicated on the high score display on the web. The web link is in the description. So the goal here, like I said, is to get as low of a score as possible. That is not time it takes to complete the maze, but number of units traveled, as you'll see in just a moment. We'll go ahead and select intro here just to start. Now, you can see I'm using the left and right on my joystick to reorient myself. If I push forward, it will cause me to guide forward. Now, the goal here is to get to that particular exit. And you might be thinking, well, the exit's right there. Obviously, I can get to it right there. But you'll see that basically I can't get there. It's blowing me back, and it will keep blowing me back until I go the right direction. But let's go the right direction here. Thankfully, this didn't count against my units just yet because I didn't move that far. But let's start moving. Note that the counter up top starts counting almost immediately. And we just use the left and right with forward to take and glide ourselves forward, with back to take and stop our motion. Now, you don't have to keep pushing forward because it sets an inertia point. So you can concentrate on just moving forward and back. Now you'll notice as we get closer to the target that you'll start to hear the target. And as we move throughout the maze, we see that the maze is being completed at the bottom of the screen here. You also heard another sound here. That is the sound of the kleptangle. The kleptangle will take and follow through the maze. There he is right there. One of the interesting things about the kleptangle is that he only moves when you do. If you stay still, he stays still. So we can look at him right here. If he touches you the first time, you will lose your compass. If he touches you a second time, you will lose the ability to draw the maze down below. However, you can get them back if you take and chase the kleptangle to get your stuff back. No, to you, man. Anyway, as we move, you'll see, bam, he's captured my compass and I can't see. But that's okay because, well, we got right here at the end of the maze anyway. We got out of the maze after traveling roughly 25 units of distance. And you'll see that right here, now we can take and enter a high score here. And that high score is actually going to be on the website if you take and look in the link in the description here. I don't have the browser window open in my OBS here, so I can't show it here. But there we go. We have 26 potential mazes that we can go through, or actually 25, not counting intro. So each of these mazes, you would think that each of these mazes gets progressively harder, but I would argue that the difficulty level ramps up almost immediately. If we go to, say, Nova, for example, you'll start to see that the complexity of the maze shoots up quite a bit. We're no longer sitting at the entrance like we are in intro, so this gets a lot harder very quickly. Oop, and he's already captured me here. It's easy to get turned around, so the compass can help. But once you spend some time moving around the maze, doing different things, you'll start to get a feel for how everything kind of fits together. Now, the interesting thing, you may see the little particles here that are floating around that look like fairy dust. Those actually help you, once you learn how to interpret them, they help you find where the maze is going, where the maze ends. You can't go backward. You can only go forward, which suggests that you're basically inside some sort of hover tank of sorts here. But you can see here, yeah, as you start traversing through the maze and whatnot, you'll see that the complexity of these mazes gets much more difficult very quickly. I think I need to go. Oop, and he has gotten my ability to create mazes. So do I chase him down and lose units, but gain my ability to draw a maze again, or do I continue on? And that's part of your strategy. Remember, the kleptangle only moves when you do. Kind of interesting in that respect. Jesus. Okay, there you go. So now we immediately gain the ability to start drawing maze pieces again. In a corner, into a corner, right into a corner. Come on. Into another corner. And again, like I said, the complexity of these mazes goes straight up. Fell through 2 holes I didn't want to go through. Go back. And over. Let's see. If I can just find in one spot, I should be okay. This game actually takes some effort. You have to. You have to. Where are you? You can see the little white bar basically acting as a scanner for the kleptangle. See, now he's driven me off onto the corner of the maze here. Traveled 147 units. But I'm playing through this just to kind of show you the difficulty that's incurred in playing this particular game. It's especially immediately as you start getting past the intro level maze. It gets harder, much more difficult, and you really have to have your directions about you. There's a whole lot of memorization happening, for sure. And it's very, 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 very easy to just take a look at the maze and not look at where you're going. Don't do that. It doesn't pay off very well. It really doesn't. Another one of these block rooms. There. Oh, there you are. I hear you. There you are. Hello. Now we can end. Come on. There we go. There's Nova. Let's see how you guys can do. So, until next time, guys, have fun.